What's up, man? How is everybody doing? This is the Bodacious Rant with Burn and Rye, and it's definitely feeling like winter lately. I am freezing right now, but that's fine. I'll tough it out for this one. How are you, Burn?
It's nippy. It's very nippy in the morning, for sure.
Dude, at night my feet are cold. I have hardwood floors, so I don't know where my slippers went, but we're not talking about my feet. We are talking about the latest episode of Hawkeye, which finally came out, and man, this was quite the pill to swallow, in a good way though. Like if I was gonna die swallowing a pill, this would be the one to do.
This would be that pill.
This would be that pill. I feel like this is the first time Disney, a Marvel Disney Plus show, has finally delivered on something big, and I remember texting him like, what the frick did I just say? Like, what? Holy shit! I
was like, oh my god, the macaroni.
Pretty much. I could go for some macaroni. I'm not gonna lie.
But I'm not gonna lie.
That did sound pretty good this episode. Anyways, again, guys, this is a spoiler episode, so if you guys haven't checked it out, please watch it. This is definitely not. Like I said, this is the show to watch, but this episode specifically right before. This is the penultimate episode, so the one right before the season finale. So, check it out and come on back, just because it's getting juicy up in this.
It is. It very much is. I'm excited to talk about it.
Absolutely. Are you ready for the spoilers, Burn?
Yes, I'm very much ready.
All right, let's do it then. So that first opening scene with basically the requoting of Elena from Black Widow and stuff like that, which if anyone hasn't seen it, that's a little. It's like you had plenty of time to see it. It doesn't matter. Yeah. I'm not going to question that. But that was crazy. I didn't realize she got blipped, just because there's so many things. I don't know who got dusted, who didn't. I forgot if they confirmed it earlier this year, but I was like, oh man. I like that it was like right then and there we saw how quick it was for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't remember whether they said that she had or hadn't. I kind of assumed she did, based on like her age. Florence is Florence. So yeah. It seems like they in my head I thought she got blipped, and that's probably one of the reasons why Natasha was the way she was in Endgame as well. But yeah, I did really enjoy seeing the perspective of the blip from someone who did get blipped. We kind of got that a little bit in WandaVision with Monica, but we only saw her like coming back. We didn't really see her like full experience of that whole thing. So for it to really be like how Spider-Man described it in Endgame, like it only felt like it was a second, like they were like passed out and then woke back up, like her like splashing her face and disappearing and coming back together and everything changing around her. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, like that was pretty trippy. I was kind of thinking like, why is it changing around her now? But that was just kind of showing like, okay, she blipped, but this all changed around her that quickly, just because for her it literally was a second. So I thought that was a pretty trippy thing. Like the widow, they tried to wake up. She was already fine, living in her own house, and then you wake up and she has a family. Like, holy shit!
Yeah, and a kid that is like a few years old.
Yeah, like it was like what? And that's the thing too. Like, wait, a widow had a child? I thought they were all but they adopted her. That's what she said. Never mind. I was thinking about that. I'm trying to find plot holes, but I'm enjoying the show too much. I can't.
They know what they're doing over there. in some aspects, yeah. In this little like continuity thing, yeah.
At least with this one, I feel like they're getting it down for the most part. And I gotta say, I think the dinner scene, the macaroni scene with Yelena and Kate was definitely, I think, one of the best like future Avengers meeting kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like some of the best just moments from this little conversation they had. They're so dumb.
It's easily one of my favorite moments of these Disney Plus shows so far. I put it up there with Loki and Sylvie's interaction with He Who Remains. I was gonna say He Who Must Not Be Named, but that's Voldemort. That's a totally different bad guy. But yeah, like just the conversation between the two was so great. Like. Again, like these two are really great additions to our Marvel Cinematic Universe. Some of my favorite new characters, along with Shang-Chi. So to get these moments, of them just interacting, this being the case of them, having dinner that Yelena prepared while she was waiting for Kate to come back. I thought this whole scene was great. How again, Yelena is such a really fun character, and Florence plays her really really well, and just like how she's going on and on about like these very like remedial things. And Kate's just like, okay, what's your angle? Like, why are you here? But like last time we met, you threw me off a roof. What is happening right now?
It was a very well done scene by both of them, just because Kate's kind of held hostage in her burnt up apartment, and Yelena keeps saying, "Oh, Kate Bishop," and I like how she questions like, "Why do you keep calling me my name just to make it known that you know me?" It's like, yeah, and it's like, oh shit, that's the business end of Yelena right there, where she's saying, "I know everything about you," or like almost everything, and they kind of get right down to the nitty gritty. But I love how she's like, New York, like never been here before, and just, like she's it's almost like her and Natasha talking about the jacket, where it's just like, "I like your vest. I knew you did. It's so cool, right?" Like. She just has great chemistry with some of these guys, and I just kept thinking the whole time like future Hawkeye, future Black Widow, meeting, melding together.
Yeah, the next generation of Avengers for sure. Or we'll see, you know, what happens with them too, but hopefully.
I hope so, but yeah. And I know we were talking about last time how it was almost like it's that dumb revenge story with her. I mean, but given it's kind of the same with Maya too, but Maya's a little bit more. You know what I mean? They're all on a revenge path.
Yeah, she actually saw, Ronan kill her dad. It's a little bit different in this case.
Yeah, and I kind of was like, it was really irking me when she's like, "No, my sister saved the world. Like, why would you know? Like, why would you help this man?" And Kate's telling her, like, "I've only known him for a week, but this is how I feel." But then when she asked him, like, "You were hired? Like, let's think about who hired you to do this. Like, maybe you should kind of, like, think about that and then come back to me." And... it's just, she was kind of like, well, it doesn't matter. She's basically saying, yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm still going to kill him. So, just don't get in my way again. I love that too. Right before she did the hero turnaround or the John Wick turnaround, just don't get in my way again. It's like, oh, like, well, I mean, I'll get in the way just to see what happens. But
yeah. So
and then she has the most epic getaway, just the hook, and just falls back. I was like, oh, super spy.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, the two instances that we've met her so far, she leaves the scene by hooking down onto the ground and just, like, trust falling out of a window or over the side of a building. It's like, that's a cool exit, Yelena. You nailed the exit. Maybe you're not a fan of posing, but you're a fan of a good exit, it seems like.
Ultimate badass, yeah. Definitely not a poser, but... And then this is, again, very much like a Christmas movie. This is the sad part of the whole thing, where Clint goes back to Grizz's apartment, and he's just kind of like, you can tell he's already defeated by everything. Like, ugh, this can't get any worse. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I did love the whole like. Where those two guys are talking in the truck. I forgot what it reminded me of, but they were talking. They were quoting. It was a throwback to something in the MCU. It hit me later, but like when he shoots the arrow, it's like, "Maya, tonight alone," and it's like, "But we're not Maya," and it's like his buddy's like, "Are you
morons?"
No shit, Sherlock. We're not Maya. It's for Maya.
Those two guys, they're so fun to watch. They're like, they're very like much like very 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 side characters, but all their interactions are great. Like, I love the guy. He gets the arrows like right there. It's just kind of like
just
get smart. Just like, oh, the swordfish. Just like, oh no.
What do you think? What I'm thinking? Oh, I didn't know. Are you thinking, holy shit? And, a swordfish almost went through my head. If so, yes.
That's what that reminded me of, at least.
Yeah, but they were talking about something I had in my head. And I was like, oh, that's just like that. But it was the Once Upon a Time meme, just, right there.
Yeah.
But
I get it.
It'll hit me later. But anyways, that whole scene with Ronan was so cool. The fact that he's like Batman, just taking out dudes one by one. And when he comes out of the shadows with the sword, I was like, just like a ninja. Like, this is awesome. I was a little worried about him because Maya was kicking his ass a good portion of that fight. Like, dude, I think Clint, you are getting old, man. You can't keep up anymore with these young folk, just because she was kind of putting him around the ringer. And I think this was probably the best way they could have done the reveal, with the whole, like, she's trying to find out who Ronan is and why Clint's involved. And when he has that kind of one-on-one with her, because he knows she can read lips, he was telling you I wasn't there by choice. I didn't kill him out of nowhere. I had an informant tell me where he was at. So if your dad wasn't there, it wouldn't have happened. But and it was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like when she went back to Kazi after that, I was like, oh shit, you're in trouble, dude.
Yeah, like when she's like, you weren't there, like, why weren't you there? It's like, oh, suspicious. But one of the things that kind of bothered me in this scene was, throughout the series, Clint has been very remorseful, regretful of like all the things he did in the past as Ronin. And it's kind of odd. It strikes me as odd as that he didn't, like, I guess, kind of apologize to Maya for killing her dad. He's kind of just like, yeah, I got tipped off or whatever. Yeah, he's very sorry about it, but when given the chance to like try to make amends, he doesn't. So it's like, okay, like you feel bad about it clearly, but you're not letting the people you hurt know that you feel bad about it. Not that they would change anything for them, maybe, but it's just kind of a weird thing for a hero to like not at least try to extend an olive branch. It's like, all right, Hawkeye, what are you doing here, bud?
I think the only reason maybe he wouldn't have done it, this is just me putting it out there, is just because when she showed up with the tracksuit mob instead of being on her own, he clearly, maybe that could be a thing like, well, she's not going to give up, so I got to do it the hard way. But at the same time, yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't think about it. I was too caught up in the awesome fight scene about them, just kind of telling her, like, don't even go near my family or else, that's bad. And it's like, yeah, that's a little fucked up. Like, you did kill her dad, so, maybe you should acknowledge that a little bit.
Yeah,
but
it's like she's a direct consequence of your actions, dude. Like, yeah, take a little bit of ownership and, like, try to at least make a gesture, to try to do that. That seems like something that he should have done, but, I guess in that moment he was very acting selfishly, thinking of his family first, so I can understand on that end, but it's like, again, you would want to see like your hero try to make some steps to make amends,
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I think on that part was bad, but like I said, I did like where he like finally took his mask off in front of her just to show like, okay, it's been me.
Like it's me, yeah.
now you know who you're going after. I guess that's him threatening her with basically saying, my family, I killed your dad, don't try it, but it is what it is. But oh my gosh, what do I want to get into the juiciest part of this episode, or is there anything else that caught your eye before we finish this up?
I think just the other thing is Kate's mom throwing Jack under the bus. That's at least what it seems like right now. After they had that like nice little moment with each other where she's fixing up Kate's wounds after she comes back from being basically kicked off the team of the Hawkeye team, and she's very devastated about that. I did like that moment of them like having that heart to heart where we get to see Kate's mom like actually be a mom to her, and why their connection is so strong. Why she's very apprehensive of someone else coming into their lives. So I like that little moment, and again leading up to Jack being arrested for the things that they discovered where with the evidence that Kate brought up to her mom. I think obviously we'll get to it in the end, but I think Jack is a little bit more of a fall guy than he is the main guy, or maybe he could be just kind of like a pawn in this game. I guess we'll see next week.
I mean, I hope he has an epic way of going out. I hope it's not just, oh my god, I'm getting whisked away to prison.
Yeah, I hope this is not it.
Because if that is, I'm like, so I'm supposed to hate this guy for nothing? Like,
yeah,
his stupid stash, his smiles, everything. Like, this is nothing. I don't know. I'm sure he is a pawn. He's not necessarily the main villain, but he's the main pawn, the main henchman.
Yeah,
really.
The fall guy, at least.
And I'm glad that Kate and Clint, they reconnected and kind of, brought their friendship back together.
Mm-hmm.
But and they've been hinting this whole season, oh, there's the big guy involved. They don't want to get the big guy involved or anything like that. And I was talking to somebody else about it. I thought this was just going to be another one of those Disney Plus things where, oh my God, they tease something big. But really it's just, okay, cool, another character that, or maybe nobody that we find out about. You know what I mean?
Kind of like, I guess, Mephisto, and then that what engineer or something that Monica referred to that people were like speculating about.
Yeah,
Like,
built the crap truck. I was hoping to be Reed Richards or somebody, and it was nothing. It was just, oh, just my friend, and like, okay, who the fuck is your friend? Why is they important? Why not just say, oh, I know a guy who built me a truck. Cool. Let's just go with that. It doesn't matter. But when we see Elena tracking her mom, it's like, oh my gosh, you're going after her mom now? Like, what the fuck is happening? I thought that was like a anti-threat kind of thing, or like you're not gonna hurt her for whatever reason, but.
mm-hmm.
And then she finds out, oh, well, I found out your mom hired me. Something you should know. Almost kind of like a burn, like your mom got me. Burn.
Yeah, like you want to know who did it? Well, here it is. Like, you're not gonna like what you see.
And oh my god, that picture on the phone, that was clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
Just Kingpin and Eleanor together. It's like, oh, I mean, because again, Charlie Cox did get announced last week that, oh yeah, he's staying as Daredevil. It's like, yeah. Okay, sweet, we got Daredevil coming back, but will Vince D'Onofrio come back?
Yeah.
And clearly that's him in the picture, so
yeah.
I screamed after my breakfast. I was like, what? What? That's it? Like, we end on this? No.
I think he was credited at the end as well, if I remember correctly. So I think they definitely confirmed that it is in fact Vincent D'Onofrio. Just because the photo is a little like blurry, like very like low res.
That's him.
But that's clearly him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was such. And again, I'm glad that this is one that actually delivered on the whole who is he, what are they person, and it's like, yeah, he's coming back. They're all coming back, I hope. I hope we get Punisher, everybody back. But I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
But confirmed Kingpin and Daredevil in New York, in the MCU. Thank God.
The one thing I'll say that kind of bums me out, like, it's one of those things where like I can, either or, but it's just like one of those things where I'm like a little nitpicky about, just because, I love Daredevil and I love Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Kingpin. It felt kind of like a little... Like, the reveal of him, actually beating her is cool. But I wish they did it, like, any way other than just a cell phone picture. It feels kind of like... It feels kind of a little bit anticlimactic, like, building this up. Like, for the first appearance officially, like, now in MCU proper to be like, oh, this is him on the phone. Like, I was hoping they would be, like, maybe a scene between him and Kazi after, Maya and Kazi's interaction, where Kazi comes back and is like, yo, like... She's on to us. Like, she knows that her dad was set up. And, maybe then we get that reveal of Kingpin proper, I don't know. I just felt like kind of like the phone thing was a little like, man.
A
like,
cop-out, kind of.
Like, man, that's the big reveal, break the internet moment. Like, I felt like it was a little bit of a letdown on that aspect for me, just because I love that character so much. But, of course, we're going to get him next week, and I'm sure he'll have, like, a, drawn-out introduction and official, appearance in that.
He ends up having one line the whole episode.
You just see the back of his head. Just that's it. Just cuts away like, no, what is it?
And I will say this too. I think another reason why I love this show is that it's actually given Black Widow the send off she should have had in her movie. Mm-hmm. This whole thing is a homage to her and their friendship with Clint. And it's like, why couldn't this be portrayed? Not, I mean, it doesn't have to be with Clint, but why couldn't this be a good send-off in her own movie? Like, it's kind of bothering me now, but at the same time I'm loving the moments they had, like when he goes to the Avengers Memorial or like little plaque, mm-hmm. and he turns off his hearing aid, like hoping to hear her voice, like, listen, Natasha, I need something, like, I'm trying, but I feel like I have to do what I gotta do, and I just love that moment. And also, I know this is jumping back, but I love Kate on the phone, just trying to call Clint, trying to make up like a relationship. Just listen, I know you're making me think like I'm the crazy person, but I'm not. Okay, I need to talk to you. And just phone message is full. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, she just blew up his voicemail.
She's the crazy ex who blew up the phone. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I can't get enough of everybody in this show, especially. Now Kate and Yelena, because they won it for me this episode. So, I can't wait for next week, dude.
Yeah, same for me. Them two are obviously, the clear standouts, and, them being new characters, that's a good thing, because they're the ones that we're going to get more of. Hawkeye will, Jeremy Renner, we'll see, going forward. But for them too, we know that they're the future of the MCU. So, getting to see more of them in the future and in these next I guess last episode It's exciting. I just hope they clear up. Again, the villain thing is just kind of weird. Like I know they just revealed that Kingpin's in there, but it's like, what is the motivation? Again, that's very unclear and very muddy. So hopefully, again, they wrap that up in the last episode.
I mean, that's all. I can just do this, like Kevin Bacon wanted to be Kevin Bacon, just,
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, but until next week, guys, and actually, next week, just because not only is Christmas coming up, the season is here. Spider-Man comes out this week, so me and Bern are gonna have a crazy review coming out for that, and then Hawkeye, and again, man, we're getting to that point of just Christmas, so Yuletide joy, joy to the world, everybody. Stay bodacious, keep on ranting, and above all, stay safe. We got one more week until the big days here, so I'll talk to you later, my brother.
All right, man. I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Like you said, be good, be safe, and we'll see you for Spider-Man. I'm so excited to talk about that.
I can't wait, dude. Peace out, though.
Adios.